to the flag of the United States, indivisible, liberty, and justice for all.
Supervisor Vecchio? Here. Councilman McCarthy? Here. Councilman Weber?
Here.
How do you read the Board of Order?
Under Board of Water Commissioners, number one, transfer of funds from an account, personal salaries in the amount of $2,488. Number two, full-time appointment of Stephanie Ferrara to the position of senior account clerk in the St. James Water District at a rate of pay of $16.93 per hour, subject to 26 weeks probationary period, effective May 2, 2011.
Councilman Wareheim?
Yes.
Councilman McCarthy?
Yes.
Supervisor Vecchio?
Yes. Anybody wish to be heard on Water District matters? Now we'll move on. Public hearing, Town Board to consider petition 2011. Town Board's own motion to consider amendment to condition 4 of the approval of a change of zone petition entitled PJ Venture to permit a specific use, which is a law enforcement truck checkpoint on tax lot 0800-1733-12, and was donated to the town for condition number 4 on property located on the east side of Crooked Hill Road, south of Rodney Street, north of Henry Street in Coleman.
Mr. Supervisor, members of the board, my name is Frank DeRubies. I'm the Director of Planning and Community Development for the town. The resolution basically describes the action that the board is taking this evening. For the record, I'd like to note for the board, there's a memorandum dated today's date, April 28th, that's in your packet, and attached to that memorandum are an aerial photograph and a zoning map, but I believe the aerial photograph basically describes the project in detail. Essentially, we had a series of zone changes beginning with case number 92-2, which is a series of big box stores that were placed along Crooked Hill Road. In the process of approving these particular stores, we sterilized property that was in that area for water rights. One of those parcels that was sterilized is located on the west side of Crooked Hill Road, noted in red on the aerial. Suffolk County contacted the applicant to request the use of this property for a truck inspection site. After reviewing this with the applicant, we had no problems with Suffolk County utilizing this particular site. However, that would require the town to amend the conditions of approval. In the memorandum that you have before you, we have a draft of that amendment. It is on page 2, located at the bottom in bold, and that provision is to be added if the board favorably considers this application to the conditions. And specifically, we're amending condition number 4 with the following phrase: provided, however, that the installation of paving, striping, curving, driveways, fencing, and gates, and related items as appropriate shall be permitted in order to allow, and this gives the Suffolk County tax map number 800-173-3-12 to be used for municipal purposes, to wit, a law enforcement truck checkpoint, and further to provide, however, that Suffolk County tax map 800-173-3-12 shall not be developed with any wet use. Mr. Supervisor, unless there's any questions, I believe that's relatively straightforward.
Okay, so the parcel is owned by PJ Venture?
That's correct.
Okay, and so they're really donating this piece of land for the Suffolk County Police purpose?
That's correct.
Okay, and then we have to change the condition to allow that to happen?
Essentially, that's correct,
Okay,
yes.
thank you. Anyone wish to be heard on this? I'll move to close the hearing.
Supervisor Vecchio?
Yes.
Councilman McCarthy?
Yes.
Councilman Wareheim?
Yes.
Councilman Malloy?
Yes.
The supervisor appoints Andrew Zodiitis to the Youth Advisory Board for term of office from April 29, 2011 through December 31, 2013. Under correspondence, we have a first reading for a parade run walk for the Nissaquag River State Park Foundation. We have a department report on file with the town clerk, a special event for a farmer's market in Kings Park, This is the first reading. Parade walk for the Comac Coalition of Caring. First reading. Parade walk for Smithtown's Children's Foundation. First reading. Special event for the Suffolk County Kennel Club at Flower Field. First reading. A special event, Ahmed Theater Carnival at Kings Park Plaza. First reading. Parade run walk, Tackin Elementary School. Second reading. And Wisconsin Chamber of Commerce Parade Run Walk Craft Fair at in Wisconsin. Second reading. Anyone wish to be heard for or against the granting of those permits? We'll move on. Town Board authorizes the clerk to advertise for a public hearing at the Senior Center to consider amending Chapter 322 zoning of the Town Code regarding Board of Zoning Appeals fees.
Councilman Malloy.
Yes.
Councilman Wareham.
Yes.
Councilman McCarthy.
Yes.
Supervisor Vecchio.
Yes, Town Board to authorize the clerk to advertise for the following bids. Bid number 1 is for Portland cement powder, and bid number 2 is for recycling containers.
Councilman Malloy.
Yes.
Councilman Wareham.
Yes.
Councilman McCarthy.
Yes.
Supervisor Vecchio.
Yes, Town Board to award the following bids and authorize the purchase of associated goods and services. A bid for hot applied crosswalk material to Huntington Paving. A bid for athletic field clay to Custom Clay. A bid for cold planer to All Island Equipment. Is that word correct, cold planer?
Yes.
Okay. A bid for compact material handler to All Island Equipment. A bid for arts and craft supplies to SNS Worldwide. A bid for sporting goods to Port Jefferson Sports Supply. And a bid for asphalt furnished and installed to Kings Park Industries as per the bid on April 21st.
Councilman Malloy.
Yes.
Councilman Wareham.
Yes.
Councilman McCarthy.
Yes.
Supervisor Vecchio.
Yes, Town Board, after due study and deliberation of the record, issues a secret negative declaration, no environmental impact statement necessary in the following matter. The Town Board's own motion to approve the Smithtown Highway Department 2011 road program dated April 15, 2011.
Councilman Malloy.
Yes.
Councilman Wareham.
Yes.
Councilman McCarthy.
Yes.
Supervisor Vecchio.
Yes, Town Board to approve the following: a purchase of real property from Frank Cosentino in the amount of $32,672. Department of Waterways to prepare and file an application with New York State Department of Environmental Conservation for state assistance, meaning grant funding from the Household Hazardous Waste State Assistance for the April and October 2010 household waste collection events. The Town Clerk to issue a parade walk permit to the Leukemia Lymphoma Foundation to be held on May 8, 2011. An amendment to Chapter 322 of the Code, Environmentally Sensitive Lands, to allow Maureen Fiorello, Director of School-Age Child Care, to attend a conference with child care providers. Town Clerk to issue a special event permit to the Wisconsin Chamber for Mother's Day Craft Fair. Clerk to issue a parade walk to Tackin Elementary School. Also to approve the retention of services from Given Associates for the purpose of preparing an appraisal for the possible purchase of density flow rights. Town attorney to retain the services of Berger and Associates in a tax certiorari matter. Rescission of Resolution 2011, number 254, meeting held on March 24th regarding the retention of the services of Berger and Associates. Town Board to approve the supervisor's appointment of Andrew Zodiitis, adoption of the Highway Department road plan subject to conditions as contained in the memorandum from the Environmental Director and the Town Attorney or appropriate official to enter into a stipulation of settlement or agreement on various tax certiorari matters.
Councilman Malloy.
Yes.
Councilman Wareham.
Yes.
Councilman McCarthy.
Yes.
Supervisor Vecchio.
Yes, Tommy, you can read.
Number 5, LWRP. The Town Board to issue a written consistency determination pursuant to Chapter 151 of the Town Code that application 2011-02 is consistent with the LWRP, subject to conditions as stated in the March 30th, 2011 memorandum from the Planning Director.
Councilman Malloy.
Yes.
Councilman Wareham.
Yes.
Councilman McCarthy.
Yes.
Supervisor Vecchio.
Yes,
Town Board to authorize the controller to execute the following as per items 6A through J increase in revenue codes, transfer and create an increase account as per the printed agenda.
Councilman Malloy.
Yes.
Councilman Wareham.
Yes.
Councilman McCarthy.
Yes.
Supervisor Vecchio.
yes,
Item number 7, the town board to authorize the supervisors to execute the following on a form approved by the town attorney. A, an agreement with Suffolk County Youth Bureau. B, specialized service agreement. C, budget allocation with Aramin Theater. D, specialized services with Superior Ice Rink. E, specialized agreement with Lisa Spector Recreation Department. F, specialized service with U.S. Sports. G, specialized service with Energy Interactive Fitness. And H, agreements with the Village of Branch, Village of Nessequag, and Village of Head of the Harbor for installation of traffic equipment.
Councilman Malloy.
Yes.
Councilman Wareham.
Yes.
Councilman McCarthy.
Yes.
Supervisor Vecchio.
yes,
Town board to approve the settlement of the following as per recommendations of the town attorney as per 8A through D, $81.74, $454.66, $1,405.56, and $325.
Councilman Malloy.
Yes.
Councilman Wareham.
Yes.
Councilman McCarthy.
Yes.
Supervisor Vecchio.
yes,
Item number 9, the town board to authorize the acceptance of the following. A, escrow in the amount of $100,000 from J.T. Megan and Company as per item 9A, the printed agenda.
Councilman Malloy.
Yes.
Councilman Wareham.
Yes.
Councilman McCarthy.
Yes.
Supervisor Vecchio.
yes,
Under personnel, the town board to approve the following personnel matters as item number 10A under personnel A through T. Salary change, part-time appointment, seasonal reappointment for public safety, seasonal appointment for recreation, full-time appointment of Marianne Warner, part-time appointment, seasonal appointments, recreation, reassignment, part-time appointment, seasonal reappointment, town board increase salary, part-time appointment, seasonal reappointment for Parks Department, seasonal appointments for recreation, seasonal appointments and reappointments for the Parks Department, and part-time appointment.
Councilman Malloy.
Yes.
Councilman Wareham.
Yes.
Councilman McCarthy.
Yes.
Supervisor Vecchio.
yes. That concludes resolutions. Those wishing to be heard. Is it Arno, Herworth?
Superman's here.
Sorry for the delay, Mr. Supervisor, and
Okay.
Councilman, and Councilmen, no women, right? This is my photographer, Lois. I'm here today as a Smithtown town resident. You guys have seen me before in a different outfit. But here today, I think I've spoken before about my belief that the park rangers, the peace officers in Smithtown should be armed to better combat conditions in Smithtown and problems, and to defend themselves so they could go home at the end of their tour. So I come here today as a retired police sergeant from New York City. Allows me the opportunity to, go out for causes such as this. So I'm here in support of the park rangers in Smithtown. I'd like to see them armed. I'd like to see the ice-slip park rangers armed as well. I think they'd be able to defend themselves better, like I said, and make more arrests, get more respect out on the street, because it's kind of hard to understand what these kids are kind of hard to understand what they're seeing when they see. They don't know what they're looking at. They don't understand. And the firearm is just a tool. They've all been trained with it. I'm sure they're all adults. I'm sure you guys had great respect in hiring them and trust them, and I see no reason why they can't have the tools they're trained with. And as a Smithtown resident, I would feel safer, and my family would feel safer if they were armed to supplement the police, not to take the place of the police, of course, but all of these towns, they all own so much property, where places where drug dealers and criminals could collect and do things, and as much help as we could get, we should use and utilize. I don't see the downside at all, other than more arrests, more deterrence, and as my sign says here, Lois Lane left me for an armed park ranger, and before our gentlemen park rangers and lady park rangers in Smithtown lose their spouses because they're going to go into other townships where their park rangers are armed. I'd like to see our gentlemen and ladies armed, and that's all I have tonight. Thank you very much. It's always been a pleasure coming. Some townships don't let you come in costume, so I am very appreciative of you guys.
Thank you.
Very appreciative. Thank you very much, and have a good evening. Thank you.
Yes. Kevin Ryan.
Wow, that's a tough act to follow, huh? I was just saying, this meeting seems so much more normal than the last one that I went to, which was my first. It was very crowded and heated. But anyway, I just wanted to give you a couple of very quick updates about St. Catherine of Siena Medical Center. I spoke last time. I'm not sure if anyone was still listening at that point. It was a rough night, I think, for everyone. But I just wanted to tell you that the hospital recently earned an accreditation from the American College of Radiology. We're the first hospital on Long Island to earn a special accreditation for, it's called Special Breast MRI, and this is part of our Women's Outpatient and Diagnostic Pavilion, which is something fairly new that opened last year that we're very proud of. And it affords women the opportunity for not only diagnostic testing, but surgery with its own discrete parking lot and entrance and all that. And compared to some of the other choices that you have in the area, I know there's Zwanger Pizzeria on just about every block and all that, but I think you'd find that our service is very personal, and we can pretty much guarantee that we would read your test before you left, so you get your results discussed with a doctor the same day, which very few places do. So it's a place that is worth looking at if you have the need for something like that. Also, surgically, they're doing a kind of surgery that very, very few hospitals in the entire world, as I understand, are able to do. It's called the DIEP technique, D-I-E-P, and it's just a kind of reconstructive breast surgery if someone has breast cancer and the breast is removed with the cancer. This is a new kind of extremely modern technique for reconstructing it. Also, we're having our spring gala on June 10th. And the tickets are $300. I didn't bring invitations or anything with me. I didn't want to be soliciting everyone here, but I can give you my card if you're interested. And we'd hope that the community would join us. I know we're getting a very nice proclamation from Supervisor Vecchio. We appreciate that very much. If any of you would like to come, or if you have a small business you'd like to donate, take out a journal ad, something like that, we would appreciate that very much. We are your community hospital, so please don't forget that we're here. A lot of exciting things are going on, and I'll keep you posted every time you have a meeting. So thanks for having me, and have a good night.
You. No one further wishes to be heard. I'll move to close the meeting.
Thank you.
Supervisor Vecchio?
Yes.
Councilman McCarthy?
Yes.
Councilman Warehurst?
Yes.
Councilman Malloy?
Yes.
Yeah, I.